This is the Rangers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Texas Rangers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Finally, that game came to an end. How sweet it is. The Rangers roll into September after lowering the broom on the A's, finally, by the final of 9-6 for their first road sweep of the season. 9 runs, 9 hits, and 5 wins in a row as the Rangers remain 2.5 games out in the wild card race with 24 left to play. And here we go. Kind of a long game. End of it really dragged on, but all worth it because the Rangers picked up another win, got the sweep, and they head to Arizona for the 23 World Series rematch with the Diamondbacks and a chance for a little payback from the last homestand. Welcome to the Rangers Postcast, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Biggs, longtime host and reporter. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Rangers, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That is where you'll find the great work of Bryce Paterick every single day, and I know Bryce will have a lot to say about this weekend tomorrow and a nice preview of the upcoming showdown with Arizona. Every game now, the rest of the way, big, must win, whatever cliche you want to use. We said it time and time again, got to keep winning, keep winning. They've won 5 in a row, 8 of 9, got to keep it rolling and hopefully get some help ahead. They did move ahead of the Royals, but they need Seattle really Seattle, Boston, New York, one of those 3 teams to fall back a little bit, and really it's more Seattle. And they need to keep winning. So anyway, let's get to it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
A lot of people that have jumped in via the Rangers comment crew, the RCC, we'll get to that in a minute. But I'll say this, going for the Sacramento sweep on a Jacob deGrom day. Good to see the Rangers really pick up where they left off last night. Josh Smith, I think he heard us talking about his struggles late last night, his struggles this month, and TCG, the championship games, I'm going to blame you for that. We'll talk about that in a minute, but hey, good for Josh. Not only did he start well, he finished well, ended up getting on base all 5 times today. He's never done that before, but got the game going right. Top of the first, a leadoff walk, final day of August, and 2 batters later, he scores on a rocket or a jocket to right down the line. That gave the Rangers the early momentum, the early 2-0 lead off of JT Ginn. And again, we mentioned this last night. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about this nugget, but the Rangers now scoring first in an MLB best 81 games this season. Still hard for me to believe that the Rangers have scored first more than anybody else in baseball, but it is indeed true. And I think a lot of people also are going to be talking about the Jungle Cat, Josh Jung, and his turnaround from demotion to benching to red hot. So nice to see Josh Jung playing well, not only offensively, but made that great defensive play and throw in the bottom of the 7th. And he just kept it going. Didn't have 3 hits for a 4th straight game, but had that big leadoff home run in the top of the 2nd. That made it 3-0. And right there, you could easily say, okay, that was the turning point because the Rangers were cruising. But considering the way this game ended, it really wasn't. The Rangers needed some late runs, and good to see that they did it. But for me, the turning point was
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yeah, you know what? For me, I'm going to go with the top of the fifth. And again, TCG, I blame you because you ripped Josh Smith to shreds last night. I mean, you tuned him like a cello last night with your comments. And what did he do today? Got on base all 5 times and ended up with an RBI double in that 5th inning. And before that, though, don't want to leave out Michael Hellman continuing his great play. Leadoff walk, stole a base, and then scored on Josh's double. And, Bruce Bochy said, hey, got to keep Hellman in the lineup. And I agree. I know he's doing the platoon and everybody on the roster is getting involved and helping and participating, picking up the slack for Corey and Marcus. I get that, but when you got a guy that's playing red hot like right now, like Michael Hellman, like I said earlier in the season, they should have done with Sam Haggerty. Good that they're doing it right now with Michael Hellman. And then Joc Pederson, that little blooper down the left field line, RBI double for him. That made it 5-0. Again, we've talked about this. Good to see the Rangers pressuring throughout the game, getting off the good starts, having good at-bats in the middle of the game, having the opportunity to add on when they needed some runs here late in the game today. All good stuff. 5 straight games now with at least 5 runs, and only the second time this season, speaking of criticism, only the second game this season that Joc has had 3 RBIs. So just shows you what a struggle it's been for him, but good to see him getting hot right now. They need everybody to continue to play well. Good to see the Rangers load the bases with nobody out in the 7th. Wyatt Langford extending his on-base streak to 20 as that career high continues. And the Rangers tacked on 2 more runs to make it 7-0. They had to add another in the 8th and another in the 9th to go on to win by the final of 9-6. Little bummer that the A's scored those runs late. Little bummer that Caleb Bosley couldn't preserve the shutout and really imploded in that 8th inning. But hey, and this is not being a homer or making excuses for Caleb Bosley, but as we said, the A's they've been red hot. They have been one of the better offensive teams, and they were completely shut down Friday night, last night. I mean, not they scored, but I mean, completely below par for them. And then they finally, erupted and made their run late in the game today. But 9 was fine, and the Rangers got it done. Josh Jung, another RBI double. And hey, Jacob deGrom, dominant, efficient. Nice that Bruce Bochy pulled him after 5 innings. That will keep him fresh for his next start against the Astros. But deGrom today, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Good performance for him. Good to see him get the win, and good to see that, like I said, he'll be ready to go next weekend against the Stros. So the Rangers still 2.5 games out in the wild card race, 4 games over 500. And as I said, they have won 5 in a row and 8 of their last 9. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from you via the Rangers comment crew, but the Rangers lower the broom and complete the sweep, their first road sweep of the season. They outscore the A's, hold on after jumping out to an 8-0 lead, 9-6. This is the Rangers POSTCAST. So, hey, Ranger POSTCAST fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. Now, at first I thought, okay, this is too good to be true, but it is totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. So don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. And I want to let you know what's going on with FanDuel right now, because the NFL season is almost here and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. We haven't talked a lot about Prize Picks lately, but this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. You and I, we make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing in. Now, with football back, Prize Picks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes all in less than 60 seconds. And the best part, even if one of your picks misses, Prize Picks invented the flex play, so you can still double your money. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, and we are right back, and welcome to the Rangers postcast. Rangers rolling. They sweep the A's by the final of 9-6. Alf getting in first. Alf, hope you're having a good weekend, buddy. Hope you're feeling better as well. Alf says, good to see Jungle Cat and Jock have fixed whatever was broken, and nice seeing Smitty get some hits finally. Absolutely. Talked a lot about Josh and what he's doing. Josh Jung, good to see Josh Smith. Again, they're going to win if they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to need everybody to have their moment and to contribute on a game-to-game basis to do whatever they need to do to win. Laura Berry says, whatever happens with the season, this has been a fun couple of weeks. Hope they can keep it up and gain enough ground. Yeah, absolutely. Big games coming up here, and just got to keep winning. But they are hot right now, and a great way to head into September with a sweep. Nathan says, another solid team effort. Keep believing. Silent Doom 79 says, the guys are white hot right now. Need to keep the train rolling into Arizona. Astros and Royals lost today. This team is right back in it. Texas grit, Rangers for life. Love it. Good evening, Shirley. What a game. Gotta love the Rangers. Peagle up. Thank you for jumping in, Shirley. And again, hope you and Alf having a good weekend and have a nice Labor Day tomorrow. Appreciate you weighing in, though, as always. Soldier X says Bosley can't even hold an 8-run lead. Now had to use good arms. Yeah, that was a bummer for sure, big time. But hey, I mean, again, not making excuses, but the A's they're good, and they finally came to life late in the game, and thankfully the Rangers did enough to outscore them. Laura says not as much fun now in the 8th inning as there was in the 5th. No, not at all. Nick says those 2 bases loaded scenarios where the grand slams became the focus instead of just continuing to hit runs seems kind of silly. Paul Cooper says, I think our best bet for October is Seattle taking the division and us beating out Houston. Yeah, you know what? That could happen. Honestly, the Astros they're struggling. I mean, they are struggling to score, and we know how the Rangers play them and how the Rangers are swinging the bat. I mean, that could happen. You could see Seattle take the division lead and see the Astros fall back. Great point, Paul. Texas Hobby Bin, great to have you back all week long. This has been the team we all know and love. Glad to see the team clicking again. Yeah, it's been great. Really nice to see them playing with their with the swagger and just with the discipline and the approach and just good swings, everything. It's been great to see them playing really well. Pitching, aside from the bullpen collapse today, defense has been great. And again, this is all without, I mean, they've put 8 guys on the injured list over the last 2 weeks. And by the way, quick little update on the injured list. Just to give you an update, sounds like Jake Berger could be activated tomorrow. We know that Tyler Mahle is going to pitch a rehab start on Tuesday. Chris Martin is really close, but unfortunately, my man Sam Haggerty cannot run yet and is still at least a week away, if not more. Tyler jumping in, saying, talking about the end of the game there. TCG says, thank you. Hello, win column. Train Guy says, a little stressful at the end, but we got the sweep nonetheless. Onward to Phoenix and hopefully get revenge. Peagle up as usual. David H says, Rangers won. TCG says, well, that's 5 in a row. Silent Doom says baseball is a brutal sport of ups and downs. BB says a little scary at the end, but hey, a sweep. That wasn't during the homestand. Isn't that a first this season? Yeah, first road sweep this season for sure. David H says, yeah, the game went on longer than what it should have been. Brent says that was horrible. Texas Hobby Bin says ump didn't want to go home yet. John Mark ripping the umps as well. Yeah, I agree. That was that report card that will get that the umpire will get Cuccione will not be good, to say the least. TCG says I take the blame. Kemarok says another solid outing for deGrom. Resplendent Ace, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Offense finally supporting a poor bullpen outing. Yep, well said. Isaac getting in there. Isaac says the bullpen and the ump tried to give the game away. Other than that, a sweep is a sweep. Hope they keep it going against the D-backs. Rangers have life to make the postseason. And Texas Hobby Bin says, completely missed that John Gray was put on waivers, kind of bummed for that. I thought they put him on waivers, but I don't think anybody claimed him. Did they do it again? Did they just outright release him? Hold on. Let me see. I don't, because he's injured. Yeah, they waived him, and nobody claimed him, so he's still with the team. Yeah, he's still with the team, Texas Hobbyman. So he's injured, and he's already. Chris Young said last week that they think that he could pitch again next season. So I'm sorry, even maybe again this season, depending on how far they go. So he's still with the team, unless I miss something, and we'll see. Hopefully he'll be okay and he'll recover and can help if needed. D-backs lost. Yeah, they did win 2 out of 3 in LA, but they did suffer a walk-off loss today. Brian says, "Let's go Rangers." I've been a Rangers fan for life. I hope they get into the playoffs. Yeah, that's what we're all. Well said, Brian. We're all pulling for that. Got to keep it rolling, though. Got to keep winning and don't let up. I mean, we've seen at different points of the season when we feel like this team is ready to take off or really to make the run, they fall back or they go back the other way and go on a losing streak, or they kind of haven't been able to keep it going. So like this run that they're on, and got to keep it going beginning tomorrow in Arizona. All right, guys. Hey, thank you for getting in on a Sunday. I know it was a really long game, and thank you everybody for jumping in while the game was still going and waiting around and being a part of the show here afterwards. Really appreciate it. Happy Labor Day. Hope that you have a great day tomorrow and get to enjoy the holiday. And I will be with you after the game tomorrow night around 10 o'clock or so. After that, hopefully you can join me then. If not, completely understand. But hey, good to see them take care of business against an A's team that was really playing well. And to go in there in Sacramento, get the sweep, outscore them the way that they did, it's a great start. Just got to keep it going. I mean, got 24 games left to play. Just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. And I think, everybody, I think with the injuries to Corey and Marcus, everybody is really locked in and focusing on what they can do to help. And they're not looking over their shoulder. It's like, hey, we got to get this done collectively. And it's good to see them doing that. All right, final score today. The Rangers complete the sweep. They lower the broom and beat the A's by the final of 9-6. This has been the Rangers POSTCAST.